Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. I'm Heather Chastain, President of Shaklee North America, joined by Kevin Crandall, Head of U.S. Sales here, sales for all of North America, actually. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining this live broadcast today.
Yes, thank you, Heather, and Happy New Year, everyone, as well. It's been a fantastic 2018, and we're ready for 2019.
We are ready for 2019. It is already underway. We are in the full swing of things. We are here to kick this off nationwide. We're going to be sharing with you today all the things that are happening right now at Shaklee right now and this year. We have exciting things to announce, and really also want to be talking about the role of entrepreneurship in the world today. You know, it used to be that those that chose to start their own business, that was something a bit unusual. That was something a bit outside of the norm. But in today's gig economy, more and more people are looking for side hustles and income streams and ways of supplementing what they're doing, or just looking for a different path, an alternative path that doesn't get them bogged down with being committed to somebody else for time and energy, and really adds value to their lives. And Shaklee is such a great choice for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we have right now, Heather, is that there are thousands of Shaklee members gathering all across the country, U.S., Canada, New York, down to Florida, crossed over into L.A., up into Seattle, up into Toronto, Vancouver. We've got a wide range of people and activity, really getting excited about what this new year brings for them.
Yeah, and the real focus of this national broadcast here on Discover Shaklee Day, which again is happening all across North America, isn't so much for the people who already know about Shaklee to get together and learn new things. And it's certainly one of the wonderful things about being part of Shaklee is that you do get a chance to increase your personal development and have trainings. We have lots of opportunities for that. But this today is really about sharing the message of entrepreneurship and Shaklee with people who might not know about us yet. Even though we've been in business over 62 years and been creating healthier lives even longer than that with our incredible rich foundation of Dr. Shaklee inventing the first multivitamin in the U.S., for heaven's sakes, when we started the whole health and wellness thing. But we're going strong 62 years later, and we're excited that so many people around the country are listening in for the first time to hear about a little bit about what we're about here at Shaklee. So if you're one of those guests that are joining us today, we're grateful for your time, and we thank you, and we really look forward to sharing with you the things that we have to share today.
Yeah, right on. And I think a lot of it too, you know, you talk a little bit about the income opportunity, and really a way, as you share the gig economy and way for people to earn a little extra income. It's really having a foundation, a belief that you can build this for not only today, but for the future, for your family, for your generations. Shaklee has over 5 generations of individuals earning a very sizable income, and I really think that sets us apart as a company that really stands for something, not only in fantastic products, but a great opportunity, but really for you to be able to share this with your family for those generations and really do something for a lifetime. And I think that's what makes it so special.
It is, and such an incredible part of the Shaklee culture is this desire to give back, not just to people in our communities, but to the planet and the world. And we've been creating products in harmony with nature and living our lives in harmony with nature, again, for over 60 years. And so many people around the world are already experiencing, it's such a beautiful thing when what you're passionate about also sort of coincides with how you earn an income, and that's really what we bring here at Shaklee, an opportunity to feel good about the work that you're doing, the contributions you're making to your community and the world around you. And also changing your path for the future. So that's what we are going to be sharing with you today in more and more detail. And as Kevin mentioned, we have events happening all across the country. And right now, we are going to be going live all day to different places all across North America, actually, not just the United States, but U.S. and Canada. But right now, we are going to be we're actually going to be joining live in progress as your chairman and chief executive officer of Shaklee is about to take the stage at a Discover Shaklee event in Miami, Florida. He is there celebrating in person with a community that has gathered there, the guests that have gathered there, and will be joining us here live and giving our kickoff message. And as part of that, he's going to be also introducing the theme for this year, and really a theme that I've incorporated into my life and look to incorporate. I hope you look to incorporate into your life. So I think we're about ready here. Timing these live things is always super fun, but we're about ready to tune in to Roger Barnett, Chairman and CEO of Shaklee, going live, joining the main stage there in Miami, Florida. Let's see if we can catch him.
Welcome and Happy New Year, everyone. New Year is just a wonderful time in your life to be able to set new goals. It's a new year. You have a new opportunity. We are having a theme for this year, which is Tomorrow Starts Today. Because tomorrow is all about the future and promise and hope and potential, but don't put it off. We can start today, and today is when we can put those things into action. And so for the New Year's resolution, there are so many wonderful things that are happening in Shaklee this year. It's the culmination of many years of effort, from product to technology to systems to better training and support. We're going to have an amazing conference together in Las Vegas in August, where we are launching a whole new platform for all of you. Excited? But in the meantime, today, there's so much opportunity to start. You're going to hear later from our New Year, New You proposition, how you can have with our Shaklee 180 turnaround, what a great transformation it is physically, what it can also do, yes, right? What it can also do for you from a financial standpoint. And I think today, that's what people want. You know, New Year's resolutions center around two fundamental things: better health. How do we take care of ourselves? How can we get more energy? How can we get better sleep? How can we get less stress? How can we get more vitality? How can we feel better physically about ourselves? These are universal, fundamental human needs that everybody wants. And Shaklee, we have an amazing product portfolio that addresses each and every one of these concerns. And the second resolution that people have is try to have a better life for themselves. And in order to do that, you need time, you need money, and you need a community of people that are supporting and encouraging you along that journey. And before we were starting this meeting, I was talking to some people who were teachers, some people were wanting to supplement their incomes, some people were looking for a career to start. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship today and how important the idea of being able to own your own business. How do you own your own business? How do you do it in a way which minimizes the risks associated with starting something new? And how can you build something that's not only helping yourself, but helping other people at the same time? So that's what Shaklee is all about. We want to encourage you and be here to support you to transform your health, give you an opportunity to earn extra income in order to take control of your life and have freedom and flexibility to spend time with your family. Is that what people want? So we have hundreds of meetings all across this country today looking in. Thank you for streaming and being part of this one. We're going to go back here and talk to the people in Miami. Heather and Kevin, take it away and share the rest of the broadcast with the people around the country. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Thank you, Roger, and thank you, Florida. That was an incredible, rousing welcome and a great kickoff to the year. That was our theme, Tomorrow Starts Today. That means the actions we take today affect our tomorrows. Tomorrow's not in our control, but everything today is in our control, the steps we take. You know, I had a moment, an opportunity a couple of days ago to sit down with Roger Barnett and hear a little bit more of his lessons that he's learned along the way on this path to entrepreneurship. Those of you that are contemplating this for the first time, there may be lots of unknowns out there. You maybe have some concerns, have some fears, or feel like, gosh, this must be a big learning curve. And sometimes it is, but you also have a great community around you to help you understand what those pitfalls might be. And Roger Barnett sat down and sort of talked with me about what lessons he's learned along the way on that journey. First, a little word about Roger and his background, in case you're hearing him for the very first time. And there aren't many people on this planet who have bios so long that I have to look at notes to follow them. But Roger's is one of them. He's just has an incredibly diverse background, but there's a common thread through it that you'll hear in what we sit down and talk about really not just trying to craft a path of entrepreneurship for himself, but trying to give back to the world in a way that helps others find that dream and keep that alive. So he started his career in investment banking, actually, and organized an investment group to acquire control of Arcade, which is a company that he transformed into the largest sampling company in the world. He was also founder and chairman and CEO of Beauty.com, which was actually one of the very first, this was sort of before .com was a real thing, one of the first internet retailers in the cosmetics industry. He received his undergraduate degree from law, his law degree from Yale Law School, his MBA from Harvard Business School, and I think there's a couple of honorary degrees thrown in there somewhere as well. He's world recognized and world renowned. He has been selected as a global leader for tomorrow by the World Economic Forum in Davos. That's the group in Davos that you hear about every year. Also a Young Leader Fellow of the National Committee of U.S.-China Relations. And again, lots and lots of other pieces that he's done, tons of good work, but most notably served on the advisory board for Mongari Wathai's Greenbelt movement. And she, if you don't know, she won the 2004 Nobel Peace Prize for her work in the environment. And so Roger has continued his trajectory and lifestyle of giving back. And we had a chance to sit down earlier this week and share some of those thoughts and those lessons and how that led him to Shaklee. So please take a look. Hello and welcome. I'm Heather Chastain, president of Shaklee North America. The future is being shaped by entrepreneurs, those with the vision to see trends and capitalize on game-changing opportunities. I'm here today with Roger Barnett, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Shaklee, to talk about the lessons he's learned over the years about what makes a successful entrepreneurial opportunity and why Shaklee is a great choice for those who want to earn a little extra income or transform their financial future. Roger, thank you so much for sitting down with us today to share your perspective.
It's great to be here.
Why don't we start off by sort of talking about what entrepreneurship means to you?
Entrepreneurship is a way for a family to take control of their own destiny by owning their own business. And I think it's an incredibly powerful thing to be able to give that opportunity to other people. And at Shaklee, we're on a mission to democratize entrepreneurship. Because so often, capital, money is given to only certain kinds of people. In the United States, for example, it's given only to mostly white men that come from 4 or 5 different cities. And there's people all over the country that want to be able to build and own their own business, and we have an opportunity to provide that to people.
This is a journey you've lived personally. You have a fascinating journey of entrepreneurship, and if anyone wants to listen and hear the stories and the lessons that Roger's learned along the way, please download his podcast at Your Best Life Now, and you can hear all of those stories. But for our time here today, why don't we start and focus on how those lessons really led you to Shaklee and why Shaklee is such a great choice for people today?
Well, one of the early lessons I learned was in business, try to find a business that doesn't rely entirely just on you and your efforts and your time. Because if you do that, you're basically working for an hourly wage. And if you don't work, then you don't get paid. And everybody knows there's fitness trainers or massage therapists or hairstylists. They're all paid well for an hour, but at the end of the day, there's only so many hours in the day. So if you can create a business which extends beyond your personal efforts, that means that's something that can last, and it can be passed on, and it can grow and scale. And so at Shaklee, what we try to do is reward you not just for your personal efforts. So if you go get a customer, you get rewarded for that. But as that customer reorders, you also get rewarded for that. So that goes beyond your hourly investment in time. Plus, you get, by helping other people create their own entrepreneurial opportunity, you get to participate in their success as well. And so you can start to scale over time. And what's really powerful about that is the value of what a social network can become. And again, Facebook is made everything tangible for people. You know, when they did a study when they were 1.6 billion people, and they realized that everybody was connected in less than 4 degrees of separation. That means that somebody I know who knows somebody who knows somebody, that's 1.6 billion people. And so just think of the power of how when people are going and desiring to be healthier, have more energy, have a more active, longer life, that as that goes around the world, you can create a business that you get to participate in lots of people's entrepreneurial business, sharing those products across geographies, across generations of time. It becomes a very, very powerful entrepreneurial concept.
You know, one of the things that people, I think, get nervous about when they think about starting their own business is how do you manage the risk, right? Because there's lots of upside that we've been talking about, but there's some downside to owning your own business. Can you sort of share how you think about risk management in all of this?
There's so many risks in a startup, right? And there's unlimited opportunity on one level if you find the right business, but the risks are generally what makes so many startups fail and so many entrepreneurial opportunities so difficult. So what I love about what we do to help people democratize this entrepreneurial opportunity is that we take so much of the risk out of people starting their health and wellness business with Shaklee. What are the risks? First of all, you have to have a product. You have to create a product that people like. Well, we have 60 plus years of creating amazing products that customers will buy, and a lot of our customers buy for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15, 20, 30. We even have customers who have been buying for 50 years or more. Then you have warehousing and distribution and the research and development to create those products and technology and all these things, which are huge investments to make. And the more investments you make, the more risk that you have in the business. So we do all that so that somebody who wants to build a business with Shaklee as our platform doesn't have to. All they have to do is share the products, help inspire, coach, and support people on their journey to a healthier and better life. And that's amazing.
And that's a model, a business model that's been proven, right? Decade in and decade out here with Shaklee. How important is it what industry you're in? You know, we've talked about the model and the duplication and your social networks and being able to leverage those, but how important is it when people are thinking about what type of business to be in?
The industry is everything because you're going to work hard in whatever you do, but if you're in a declining industry, it's super hard to be successful in it. And frankly, you probably have to be a genius to be able to build a successful business in an industry that's going down. If you're in a growth business, then if you're just around it, you should grow with it. So you have the wind at your back, and that's really powerful and really helpful. So finding the right sector to be in, and then finding the right entrepreneurial opportunity in that sector. So for me, for example, I looked for a long time to find an industry that we felt we could guarantee would grow for the next 50 years.
Yeah, wow.
Right? And that's a hard thing to find. Health and wellness is definitely one of those industries. And we've been proven right so far. And the reason is that there are literally billions of people around the world who are shifting their focus to quality of life from survival. And as you care more about quality of life and as you age over time, what you care is your health. Health is everything. Health is the most beautiful thing in the world, and it's so important because without it, what do you have? You cannot enjoy your life. So that business is only going to grow over time. But it's equally important to find the right company in the business because that's how you can maximize your success.
And what about timing? You know, people, you hear a lot about timing. Is the right time for this, the right time for that, and I don't want to, I'm going to wait, I'm going to do. How do you think about timing, and how should people that are thinking about starting their own business sort of factor timing into all of this? It seems so tricky.
Well, there's never as good a time as today, right, in general. So at some point in your life, my only advice is don't procrastinate, just jump into something. But don't be motivated by short-term timing, meaning there are bubbles that happen and you sort of feel this frenzy that I have to get in now or I'm going to miss out on something. And whether it was the tulip bubble from centuries ago, whether it was the first .com bubble that I participated in and I felt the need to get in and I wanted to try to market time it, or the Bitcoin bubble that's happened recently, the cryptocurrency bubble. If you get lucky, you can get in the beginning and get out before the bubble crashes. But don't create a business based on luck. That's a bad strategy. Just go to the casino and gamble, and you're just as likely to be successful. So I got lucky in my business and was able to get in and out before the bubble crashed. But I really say, try to be in a business where the specific timing doesn't matter. The health and wellness business, whether you got in 10 years ago or you'll get in 5 years from now, it's going to grow for the next 50 years. So you're okay either way, but just make that decision to get in. And the sooner you start, the more growth you'll have. But it's not the same as a bubble. And I really can encourage, if I can say one thing, don't try to be the market timer when everyone's going into this hot thing that doesn't necessarily have long, many-year legs to it. That's gambling. So try to be in a fundamental business. And it took me a while to learn that lesson. And that's one of the gifts that my father shared with me, was always try to focus on the long run. Real wealth is created in the long term. Be in a business where the fundamentals are strong for the long term, and then jump in now.
So this list of lessons that you sort of learned and accumulated, that all led you on your journey to find Shaklee, as you were looking for something that would be that long-term legacy for you. But that wasn't easy to find, was it?
Very hard. Took me 5 years. So first is you want to be in a business that can grow for the long term and can scale. Because you want to have impact, you want to have a business that can scale beyond your efforts. So health and wellness business, fantastic industry, not only because it's growth for a long period of time, but it does so much good for people. It transforms their life. Secondly, you got to find the right company within that sector, and Shaklee pioneered the nutrition industry when Dr. Shaklee invented the multivitamin in the United States 100+ years ago. So it had this history of proven products that consumers are willing to buy for decades, and that de-risks the company profile. And then an ability to allow others to participate in this entrepreneurial platform. And I think the statistic I'm probably most proud of is that during my time at Shaklee, which hasn't been that long, we've shared $3.4 billion we've paid out to entrepreneurs. As their reward for sharing these amazing health and wellness products with people that they know. And that creates a platform for other people. Again, it democratizes entrepreneurship. It allows other people. So many families have changed from small dollars to large dollars, their current state and their future. And then finally, make a difference with what you do, right? Not only do we provide health, not only provide income for people, but we also do it in a way which is all sustainable. And so we make our planet healthier, we create businesses where they're waste products, and now we turn them into great products. It's so interesting. There's a craze out there with the juice business, and I never understood it, to be honest with you, because everything that's left over from the juice is what we think is the valuable nutritional content. And so we take the nutrients, the fiber, the pulp, everything, and package that, and that is where the value is. So what other people consider
waste,
irrelevant is actually sometimes the most valuable things. And so we have the psycho-sustainability of living in harmony in nature, of being the first company in the world to fully offset our carbon emissions. We can build a business which is based on lasting and also doing good for more than just us.
And at 2 million people, more than 2 million people in, $3.4 billion in commissions paid just in your tenure, it's fair to say that you're just getting started here at Shaklee.
Yeah, my goal and dream is to get us to 10 million entrepreneurs around the world. We're helping them live healthier and better lives. And when we do that, we're probably sharing $10 billion worth of commissions to people. And if you just think of the size of that impact, both from a health perspective, from an economic perspective, it's really remarkable. You know, we've powered so many athletes to win gold, silver, and bronze medals that we rank number 8 in the all-time Olympic list of countries. And so I like to think of our economic impact and our health impact as equivalent of a small country. And And what's exciting is that every single person who's a member of our Shaklee family is contributing to that result. So what you do, whether you're speaking to, you're getting your home, yourself healthy, your family healthy, your friends, your community, your actions are helping create this massive economic and health impact on a global basis. And I just think it's just a super wonderful, exciting, rewarding and fulfilling way to earn a living.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate you sharing your thoughts and your perspective. Folks, if you're as inspired as I am by Roger's entrepreneurial vision, we invite you to learn more about how the Shaklee products and opportunity can help you live your best life now. Talk to the person who shared this video with you or visit us online at Shaklee.com. You'll be glad you did. So that was a great opportunity to sit down and listen and talk with Roger about his vision, not just what led him to today, but his vision for the future and really where he sees this incredible opportunity that we're all a part of here at Shaklee going forward. And so I hope you were as inspired by that as I was. You know, as Roger kicked off this broadcast, he talked about our theme, Tomorrow Starts Today. And I think as we think about what this means in our lives, this is what a lot of people are thinking about right now. I mean, I don't know about you, but my news feed is just full of New Year's resolutions and how to do this better and that better. And the common theme where everybody's head is on all of this right now is thinking about how they can craft and make different choices in their lives that will affect a different outcome, right? Whether that's about connecting on a more spiritual level with your world, connecting with your family and your community more. Maybe it's about making personal transformations in your life and in how you look and how you feel in your overall health. You know, one of the things that we're so proud of here at Shaklee is our very long history of transformations, of people that have transformed their entire lives, starting with their health and then having that ripple out beyond just themselves into their communities and into the world. But it does start with you. It starts here. And the very first step towards that is making sure that you are doing the things that are giving you good, healthy choices today, affecting what your tomorrow looks like. Please take a look at our Shaklee 180 program that is the first step in getting to that healthy weight, to a leaner, healthier you. Take a look.
Losing weight is hard. Keeping it off is harder. Now you can keep the muscle you have, burn the fat you don't need, and lose the inches you don't want with the Shaklee 180 program, clinically proven to help you lose the weight and keep it off. Shaklee 180 is a simple 3-step program. Just replace 2 meals a day with Shaklee Life Shake or meal in a bar and eat 1 healthy meal a day. Then add your choice of snacks, energizing tea, and metabolic boost to help maintain energy and control hunger. And exercise. Try for at least 40 minutes, at least twice a week. The Shaklee 180 Turnaround Kit provides all the products you need for your first month. Buy it by January 31st and you'll get 20% off future Shaklee 180 purchases. Then join the Shaklee 180 Healthy Weight Challenge by sharing your progress on social, and you could win a $500 Shaklee gift certificate or a fabulous trip to Las Vegas for a professional makeover and photo shoot. Your journey to a leaner, healthier you just got a little more rewarding with Shaklee 180.
So as you can see, the legacy of a program that is clinically proven to help people lose fat while they preserve lean muscle, helping people all around the world lose over 2 million pounds, 1 million inches, just with the Shaklee 180 program. There's never been a better time to start now. Again, because tomorrow starts today, but also because we've got a great special right now, which if you do get started on that turnaround program with the Shaklee 180 Turnaround Kit, we're going to give you 20% off all of the products that you're going to need for the entire duration of your 180-day journey. And the reason it's Shaklee 180 is that it's 90 days to take it off and 90 days to keep it off, because it doesn't make any difference if you lose the weight if you can't keep it off. We are not about short-term fixes. We're not about yo-yo diets. We're not about lose 5 pounds in 5 minutes. We We are about helping people make different choices, healthier choices, so that they can have a complete change in the trajectory of their lives. And we're going to share with you today 2 incredible success stories, people who have gone through the Shaklee 180 program and seen the incredible health benefits. But as with any program, these benefits go way beyond just getting to their healthy weight. So our first guest, we'd love to for you to introduce, or I would like to introduce to you Thomas Coe. He is a film industry professional. He found over a period of years that sort of fast-paced LA lifestyle environment it sort of crept up on him. He added some pounds, he added some inches in a way that put his health in danger. Let's take a look at some of the before pictures here we have of Thomas on his journey. There you go. That's his before picture. But we certainly have a happy ending to this story. And take a look here at his after. He is now 83 pounds healthier. Look at that difference. Look at the transformation. Obviously looking around the waist, but look at his face. Look at everything about his life that has changed. And he should talk to us a little bit about it. Congratulations, Thomas.
Oh, Heather, thanks so much. And hello, Shaklee family. Thanks for having me.
We're so excited to hear about your story. Can you start by just telling us what made you decide to do things differently? What made you decide to make a change in your life?
Well, interesting story. I took my mom to a doctor visit for her. And this was a doctor I had been to before, only with my parents, never as a patient. And as we're in the doctor visit, he turned to me and said, "Hey, you're here. Why don't I draw your blood? Let's check you out." And I said, "Sure, okay, fine, no problem." A couple days later, I got a text message saying, "You have diabetes." And
Wow.
It just floored me. I figure that's something that I should never have. My grandparents or my parents might have diabetes, but not me. So right away, I went on the Shaklee 180 program. The very next day, I got the text late in the afternoon. So the very next day I started, and I followed it to a T with the bars and the shakes. And the only working out I did in the beginning was just walking in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So 6 months after that, I went to a diabetes doctor for a follow-up checkup. And I had lost 55 pounds at that point.
Wow.
And due to my weight loss, my A1C was 7.1 when the first doctor checked it. And when I went to the visit 6 months later, it was now 5.1. The diabetes doctor told me it was, she had never seen a drop in A1C like that in a 6-month period. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty, and that even motivated me more. So, like I said, I lost 55 pounds at that point. And so then I just kept going with it, and I ended up at 83 pounds altogether.
That's amazing. As you went through the journey, tell us a little bit about, was anything different than you expected it to be?
Yeah, I would say that one of the things I noticed was after I got going with the working out and the metabolism and everything, I wasn't limited in what I ate. I never missed out on any family birthdays or pizza parties or having a piece of cake. I wanted something that fit into my lifestyle, and so I didn't want to have to do some kind of dramatic diet that I wouldn't be able to sustain. Mm-hmm. And so that was a big surprise to me. The other thing I would say is that I never imagined to lose 83 pounds. I never set out to lose 83 pounds. Mm-hmm. I just set out to get healthier, and that the 83 pounds happened over time. But maybe the biggest thing, it's 83 pounds is a pretty big number, and it's great to lose that much weight. But the person that you become when you're doing it is amazing. It's a really emotional transformation. I think when you carry extra weight with you, it's constantly on your mind. At least it was for me. And so it's really like it unlocks a door to a whole, not a new life, but just a different life where other tasks and other projects are easier. I feel like I've slayed the dragon, and now I can accomplish a lot of other things a little bit easier.
That's fabulous. We're going to throw your before picture or your after picture up one more time while you're talking, while you're answering my next, the next thought I'd like you to share. You know, I know there's people watching today who feel like, well, that's great for you. You must have some sort of superhuman discipline. You may have some sort of superpowers that were, you know, bestowed upon you. You must be this sort of otherworldly thing, but they can't do it. What would you say to people today who feel like this is beyond them? This is beyond what's possible for them. Maybe they've tried things in the past that haven't worked. What advice would you give them as they're watching today?
Absolutely. Here's what I would say. I'm no special superhuman being person. I didn't, there's no other extra things that happened or went along with this. I would say 83 pounds sounds like a big number, and it really is. But I don't feel like I said, I never set out to lose 83 pounds. I followed the plan, I did my exercise, and I went out and I lost 1 pound. And I feel like I just did that same process 83 separate times. And the thing is, someone can look at there and go, wow, I could never do what he did, or I can never do what Tamara did. But you don't have to do what I do, or what I did. 83 pounds is a lot, but most people could benefit if you just lost somewhere between 10 and 20 pounds. And each person's going to be different. You have to lose the amount of weight that's right for you.
Sure.
And not because I lost 83 pounds. I never in my wildest dreams would have guessed it reached 83 pounds. I just set out to get healthier, and that's where it took me. So I would say to someone, set out to get healthier, find out where it takes you, and have whatever that reason is. Everyone's going to have their own why, if you call it, why they want to do something that motivates them. And you just keep thinking about that reason. And let the health take you where it goes. It might be 83 pounds, it might be more, but what if you lost 15 or 20 or 30 pounds? That would be fantastic improvement in your health.
That's a perfect way to think about it, and so in keeping with the Shaklee philosophy of this isn't a diet, it's a different lifestyle, it's a way of making healthy choices. And we didn't talk about this ahead of time, so I'm gonna throw it at you, even though we didn't chat about it ahead of time. But this has been a little while ago now that you lost this weight, and you've clearly kept the weight off. Would you say that it's part of the Shaklee 180 program that really helped you make different lifestyle choices that enabled you to keep it off and have this ongoing lifestyle? Would you talk just very briefly about that?
Yeah, I would say no question about it, because once you get into the mode of doing it, it's a very simple thing to understand, where once you take one step in the direction of improving your life, all the other steps, you want to do the other things. If you go out tomorrow morning and eat an apple for breakfast where you used to have a cheese and egg and bacon sandwich, you're going to be more apt to want to walk around the block. Mm-hmm. And going through this process it makes you want to do all the other things. So you start off by walking, then you do the weightlifting, then you want to do more things that are going to lead to better health. So no question about it. And keeping the weight off, you see a lot of the other fad diets, a lot of times people don't keep the weight off when they go off of those things. So I'm very proud to say I've kept it off, and it's fantastic. I feel great.
Well, wonderful. You're a living embodiment of the philosophy we espouse here at Shaklee. We're grateful for your time today. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Congratulations on your success and continuing that success. Thank you so much, Dico, for sharing with us today.
You're welcome, Heather. Thank you, and thank you, Shaklee family.
All right, our next guest joining us is another incredibly special person, a great success story, Tamara Davis-Jack. She has a background in criminology and forensic science, which my daughter would love to talk to her about, I'm certain, and has earned her PhD in biochemistry. She's the mother of 2 children and recently married her very best friend in the whole world, and just celebrated another kind of important milestone, an anniversary of her incredible transformation that we're going to talk to her a little bit about today. Let's take a look at your before and after pictures here, Tamara. It's so exciting. Tamara has lost, as part of this journey, 130 pounds. 130 pounds. That's a whole person that Tamara has lost. Could you tell us a little bit how you got started on the program and your results?
Well, you know, my story started about 3 years ago when I joined Shaklee to get healthier. I was introduced to the Shaklee 180 program, and I just wanted to do the program. I just knew it was going to be fantastic. Losing over 130 pounds really has resulted in just as Thomas said, just some things I never fathomed, like going from 13 prescriptions down to 1.
Wow.
Pretty amazing.
Just because of your weight loss, you went from 13 prescriptions down to 1. That is amazing.
Yes, weight loss is a wonderful thing once you start it.
So, as you tell us a little bit about what was the hardest part of your journey? You know, we've been talking about the following the program, right, and how important that is. What was the hardest part?
You know, the hardest part is I would sneak and get on the scale. You know, this is the thing. You think sometimes if you eat at night, the calories don't catch up to you. I know you all thought that. But, you know, I was sneaking. I would get on the scale a little bit too often. Eventually, I just put a piece of paper over the scale to give myself that idea that I was still on it. But I really focused on, I wasn't so obsessed with the numbers. I was really focused on my emotional and my physical well-being and how was I feeling and what was I thinking as I stood on that scale. You know, it truly is about a lifestyle change. You know, what changes is your perspective, your health, and the numbers just really come as a result of all of that. It's just kind of an all-encompassing kind of thing. You know, I learned a different approach to food and my relationship to it. I learned what my stressors were. I learned when I most like to eat ice cream. And I learned that if you give your body what it needs, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. And one of the biggest things I tell people now is nothing tastes as good as healthy feels.
Yeah. That is a great line. Nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. You know, so much
Absolutely.
of embarking on this kind of a transformation is about the actual physical choices you're making, right? The food you choose to eat, the exercise that you give your body. But a lot of it is mental as well, and staying positive, such an important piece of this journey. Can you talk a little bit about how the Shaklee community that rallies around helps you with that, and some other things maybe that you did to stay positive?
Okay, this is kind of my favorite part. You know, I really, I didn't have what I felt was a lot of motivation. I mean, I have my family and they're really motivational. They think if I wanted to go to the moon, they'd all get out back and build a rocket. But, you know, the Shaklee family is really just one in a million. I mean, I got a chance to listen to other people's stories and get their encouragement. And I was honored to work with somebody truly amazing by the name of Matt Hurd, who also completely transformed his life and his health. And I read his story and the stories of so many other people like Aaron Gottschalk. And, you know, I would write messages to myself on my refrigerator. Aaron and Matt didn't know this, but I put their pictures on my refrigerator with little bubbles coming out of their head. And it would tell me different things that they would say to me if I was going to that refrigerator to get things I wasn't supposed to eat. So Matt, Alana, and Aaron, I mean, and the whole Shaklee family, just so many emails and texts. It was amazing.
That's great. So what advice would you give? I asked Tico the same question. What advice would you give? Because you know, people that have struggled with this their whole lives, you know, often look at these stories and listen to these stories with a little bit of cynicism, a little bit of disheartening, that it may feel like, well, good for you, but this is too hard for me. I can't do this. What advice would you give to someone? Because I'm sure you've been in that spot before, listening to a broadcast. Maybe you can relate and maybe get in their heads a little bit and share advice you might give them today.
Okay, number one, I was you a little while ago. I never once, as Thomas said, thought that I would ever be on this broadcast saying I lost 130 pounds. Literally, I didn't think I could lose 3. I thought I loved food too much. This is what I'll tell you, is I thought that I'd be hungry and I wasn't. I literally had to get out of my own head. I had to get out of my own way. And I had to realize too, and really accept that I was truly worth the fight. I was worth getting up every day and just doing the same things every day. It was possible. And you know, you won't even believe how amazing it feels when you get to the other side. I watch people at the convention say how they felt with the Shaklee 180. And I remember I was in the middle of it and I was just thinking, wow, you know, what would it be like to lose over 100 pounds? Well, I'll tell you, it's amazing. All I will say is keep going. And as Thomas said, you're doing the same thing over and over and over. I lost 1 pound at a time to 130.
Wow. That's amazing, and I love your inspiration. I love the light that shines from inside you, and that has nothing to do with your transformation, everything to do with who you are. But we're grateful that you're sharing that story with so many people. And I know today of the thousands, we've got a ticker over here of how many people are watching this right now around all of North America. And I know that you've helped people today make a different choice in their life. So thank you, Tamara, for joining us. Thank you, Tico, for sharing your story. And as people out there, if you're looking to be the next Shaklee 180 success story, we have the Shaklee 180 challenge going on right now, and get online. You can go to Shaklee.com or talk to the person that brought you today to learn more about that. It's an incredible opportunity to celebrate your success. You want to start now, and we're going to reward your success when we're in Las Vegas at our global conference. We're going to treat you to not just celebrate your success, but also treat you to a visit with a personal stylist and a makeover and a photo shoot, so we can capture all of the fabulous things about your transformation journey. So lots of support in Facebook along the way. Be sure to check that out. You can search hashtag Shaklee 180 Challenge, or you can go to Shaklee.com and see what's going on for that. So that's our New Year, New You focus on getting to a leaner, healthier you in 2019. And it's the common theme around tomorrow starts today. Really very true in any weight transformation story, right?
Yeah.
Like tomorrow is tomorrow, and how many of us were going to start something tomorrow?
Right.
Like tomorrow, tomorrow. Monday's always my thing. Next Monday. After I get through the weekend, we'll start something on Monday. But tomorrow starts today is no better time when you're talking about a weight loss story, but also about other changes that you want to make in your life.
Absolutely, and I think this is what, as we heard from Roger, the New Year opportunity allows you to do more than just health. It's also wealth, it's also travel, it's also put some things, or check some things off your bucket list that you've already put up there that you want to really strive towards this year, and it's a great time to do that. I love those stories. I was getting emotional hearing from both of them. I was so happy to hear that. But, it's not just about that. It's about the opportunity to earn travel and travel with people that you want to spend time with. You choose who you want to work with. You choose who you want to be a part of it. You were chosen. Many of you who are joining us for the very first time were chosen because someone thought of you enough to invite you today. And so we want to give people the opportunity to really travel with Shaklee, right? And we've got some announcements.
We do. Now this is going a slightly different direction. This is going to mean, well, actually, if you're thinking about joining Shaklee, it's going to mean a lot to you, because you could absolutely earn these travel opportunities that we have planned for you in 2019. But one thing that we do with our Shaklee family is every single year we announce new trip destinations, a new item to check off your bucket list. And we have two categories of travel. One is called our dream trip, and one is that's open to more levels in our organization, and one is called our top achievers trip, and it's really an elite travel experience. Both of them are designed to be bucket list destinations. And if you're a guest in the room today and the audience is buzzing around you, it's because we've been teasing this for a while now.
Really teasing it.
And we're about to reveal the destination for our 2019 Travel in 2020 Shaklee Dream Trip. So with no more teasing, take a look, everybody, at where you're going to be going. So that's it, everyone. Anyone who guessed Costa Rica, you got it right.
Check. Las Parejas Streams Resort in Costa Rica is a fantastic resort. It's a brand new resort, only a few years old. It has got an amazing array of different things that you can participate from. 17 pools. It's child friendly. There's a water slide for the kids, beach and water views from all rooms. That's just a beautiful, beautiful destination.
Yeah, we don't just pick these properties off the website. We go check them out for you to make sure that they meet Shaklee standards. And you had an opportunity to go visit this resort to make sure sure that it was, you know, up to snuff for the Shaklee family, right?
Yes, it is definitely up to snuff, and you are literally in the middle of the tropical rainforest, a beautiful place with exotic wildlife. That gentleman hung above my room for a period of time, keeping me awake at night. No, just kidding. But that you do hear the monkeys, you see the wildlife, the beautiful animals that are just throughout the rainforest, but it is very secluded, very private, a great destination to really bring all, you know, family, children. There's 17 pools, as I mentioned, that goes down into this beautiful cove where you have your own private beach. It's just a beautiful resort. There's fantastic food, great dining. I love the sushi.
All-inclusive.
Ask for the special. It is all-inclusive, so eat till your heart's content. But you're going to love it. It is just a wonderful place. It is exotic. It's exactly when you think of a top 5 destination of your choice, this is one you'll put on the list because it is that special. 10 miles from the Nicaragua border, there is just nothing around.
Yeah.
It is that amazing. You guys are going to love it. Volcanoes, active volcanoes in the area, beaches, fun, horseback riding, ATV riding. You can do it all, and it's going to be your chance to really make 2020 amazing.
That's great. So make your plans today, right?
Yep.
I mean, this is all about making plans. This is about deciding that you're going to go on this trip. And the good thing about the way we structure how you can earn these trips, again, for everyone who's just hearing about some of these things for the very first time, is that all of the same activities that you will do to build a good, strong, healthy business, all those activities that Roger talked about in his message of entrepreneurship, of putting your focus in and sharing this message with others and helping your world around you be a better place, those are all the same activities that are going to help you earn this trip and this travel opportunity. Just comes right along with all the other benefits that are part of being a part of the Shaklee family. So that's our dream trip destination. Now we also have another bucket list. It's maybe a little further down on the bucket list for people. Not like you don't want it as much, but it's like more spectacular. This is our top achievers trip destination. Now, let's take a look. That is it, the French Alps and the Riviera. That is an extraordinary bucket list opportunity. And yes, those were ice caves.
Yes.
Ice caves. I haven't seen an ice cave since like Scooby-Doo episode, like ice caves, and you can run around in them. You can have all kinds of things. So we're going to be doing French Alps and French Riviera.
That's correct. Yeah. So we'll start in Switzerland, go into the French Alps, and then we'll take a train down into the French Riviera. You can see the beautiful train ride through the French countryside. We'll be able to take some gondolas. I know people are guessing where it is. Yes, gondolas. They're in the. I think they connect from Italy, France, all those different Alps.
Yeah. So at some point you see the Swiss, French, and Italian Alps,
yep,
right? All in this, and there's another ice cave. You can sort of see that, and then we head down to the French Riviera for just breathtaking views, great trips through the countryside, amazing food, mouth-watering food, and just look at fabulous. Look at those. Look at that. It's like you're in a James Bond film. It's actually one of the highest seen destinations in James Bond films. So we have that.
All James Bond.
All James Bond characters, right?
Including Sean Connery,
including Sean Connery, all the way through. All right, so that's our top achievers trip destination. And again, you can check online to see all of the rules. That one's super easy. You just want to work on promoting up in leadership and promote to key coordinator, and you are on that trip. That's it. Yep. And there's other ways for those that are already at higher levels to earn, but a super easy, simple way to earn that trip and enjoy that destination with us. And that's going to be spring. Travel's going to be early in the year. It's going to be spring.
You'll see March 18th through 24th for top achievers. years, and then we're in May for the dream trip. So flipping it a little bit from what we typically do, but plan now. So, put your sights out there, and I think I loved what Tamara said. We're putting like images of people in their mind. Put images of those places in your mind and saying, be here, do this, get this, right?
And get your families involved.
Get your families,
It's nothing like a promise to a kid to help you keep your plan in place. The key is putting a plan in place. Work with your team and get that going. Okay, so those are travel destinations that we get to do as we go have fun as part of the Shaklee community. But every year we also come together for a global conference where we can really help you with your personal development. We give you the skills, the resources that you need to be successful. We help you every step of the way. We also give you new products that can maybe jumpstart your business or help craft a new area of opportunity for you. But we come together once a year. We call it Global Conference. It is this year in end of July 22nd through the 25th in Las Vegas, Nevada at Caesars Palace. Again, we'll have product introductions, opportunities to learn from other successful Shaklee leaders, making those relationships that last a lifetime, and of course, hearing in person from our Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Roger Barnett, as he casts his vision for the future. Now, tomorrow starts today, as the theme for that conference is, that's actually a shot of last year's global conference right there at the Omnia at Caesars Palace. Tomorrow starts today was deliberate and intentional. We have some big announcements coming for this global conference.
Oh my goodness, yes, we do.
Really big announcements. You want to be there. If you think you've been to global conference before and you're like, yeah, I get it, this one is going to be extraordinary. Not only are you going to hear amazing things from us, but we have an incredible speaker planned for you, an outside guest speaker who has a TED Talk with over 16 million views. International best-selling author, 31 languages all around the world are enjoying her words of inspiration. I just gave you a hint. It's a woman. Leading to my next thing, millions of lives changed by going through her broadcast. Creator and host of Audible Originals' record-breaking advice talk show, the award-winning legal analyst for CNN. You've probably seen her on a CNN broadcast, and she is the most booked female speaker in the world. Take a look at mesmerizing, actionable, life-changing are just a few of the words to describe our keynote speaker for 2019 Global Conference, Mel Robbins. Take a look at this video.
Okay, cool. So this is the coolest moment of any speech. It's before anybody gets here. This stadium will be full of people who are about to learn the 5-second rule. And once they learn it, they'll never forget it. Once they start using it, their lives will never be the same again.
She is a woman who wears many hats. She's married, mother of 3, 4th-generation business owner, award-winning analyst for CNN, and a best-selling author. And she chose us to spend the afternoon with. She is a woman you will never forget, Mel Robbins.
So Mel Robbins as our keynote speaker for tomorrow starts today, Global Conference 2019. If you've not read her book, go out and get her book today. You can download it, you can listen to it on audio. 5-second rule completely transformed how I think about the world, how I make decisions, how I understand how the decisions I make a difference in the world today.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be fantastic. She's amazing. Her story, her message really fits into what we're talking about for this year. As you can see, start before you're ready, right? And don't forget. And so
tomorrow starts today. That's our theme for Global Conference, absolutely. And no better. I'm actually my phone's blowing up with text messages going, awesome, amazing, love it, love her, really, really fabulous. We actually have a quote, I think, from one of our. Actually, we might not. I think we have a quote here from Jennifer Glacken, our senior master coordinator here at Shaklee. Absolutely loves Mel Robbins. Her TED Talk and YouTube videos helped her keep perspective on who's in charge of making your dreams come true. And who is that? It's you. You are in charge of making your dreams come true. The 5-second rule to take action is extraordinary, and you will have the chance to meet her in person and hear from her message specifically for Shaklee. Now, this is one of the last speaking engagements that she has accepted. She is starting a new television show coming out in the summer, and so in the fall, and so she'll be right in the middle of filming for it, actually, but she is breaking away because once she heard the Shaklee story, she wanted to be a part of what it is that we're doing here and wanted to pour her inspiration into you. So special right now, it goes between now and the 14th, is that right? 12th?
12th, yes.
12th.
A week from today, 12th at midnight Pacific time, so you have all week.
all week, just $169 to register for Global Conference. We have 1,900 seats remaining. 1,900 seats remaining. Make sure that you get your seat today. Just $169. You can do that on a payment plan if you want to between now and the end of the year. And even if you just joined, or maybe you're just making a decision to join Shaklee today, this is the single biggest thing that you can do to change the trajectory of your business, is make plans to attend Global Conference, not just for the training you're going to receive, not just the inspiration you get from fellow Shaklee leaders, not just from Mel Robbins, and not just from the CEO, the message that we get from Roger Barnett, but all those things together will give you that momentum that you need to really close out your year, help you achieve those trips, help you achieve all the other things that you're looking for to change in your life today that the Shaklee opportunity can help you do.
It really comes down to three things to really help you be successful. One is share the products, fantastic products that Shaklee really embodies and really helps people make a difference in their life with. We heard some great stories of that just now, sharing the opportunity, but really promoting these events. And this is definitely an event, the keystone event of the year. Make sure you get a lot of people to this event. Make sure you join and come to this event. If this is the first thing you do, make it the most important thing you do this year.
Absolutely. So you can find the links on Shaklee.com to register. Okay, so those are the big announcements that we had for you today, and now we're going to go.
Yeah, well, hopefully they're pretty exciting, and people are jumping around the room. You know, I know we've got some places we're going to go.
We're actually going to go see how people are jumping around the room. Kevin, I'll turn it over to you to introduce our first city that we're going to be joining live. We've got transformation stories at each of our cities, so tune in here.
Absolutely, and you saw just a snippet of what we were doing in Miami. As I mentioned, these are events taking place over hundreds of events all around the country, people tuning in. And so we're going to jump to one of those cities to take a peek. We've got the fantastic Master Coordinator, Rick Seymour, and our Director of Sales for the Western Region, Roger Hill. So guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for making this a part of your event. Let's hear from you and what's going on in Denver right now.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Heather. Thanks a lot. Hey, listen, we're having a great meeting here in Denver. You had mentioned something about when you were talking about Costa Rica, active volcanoes. When you actually announced Costa Rica, it sure felt like an active volcano here, didn't it, guys?
That's awesome.
Wow, that looks fun, Roger. It looks like you're having more fun.
They're kind of happy about it.
We need a live studio audience.
I'm joined on stage here with Rick Seymour, Master Coordinator, and I've asked him to share just a little bit of a message for all of you who may be evaluating Shaklee for the first time today, to learn or just hear from him on what a positive opportunity this can be and a life-changing opportunity this can be for you and yours.
Well, I got to tell you, folks, when they announced the trips, my jaw dropped because Oldana and I have had the opportunity to travel all over the world. We've been on 60 paid vacations in multiple countries, and these are some destinations that are just absolutely extraordinary. And if you haven't traveled with Shaklee, you really haven't traveled, because you get to do things on a Shaklee trip that most people don't even know exist. So I hope you got as excited as we did here in Denver. There's a lot that you can accomplish in the next year for yourself and for your family. You know, I think back when Oldana and I were first introduced to this 44 years ago. I think that makes us qualify as antiques, if I'm not mistaken. But at any rate, I was an aerospace engineer. I was a rocket scientist, literally. And I hated corporate America. The whole cubicle life thing was not for me, and I couldn't figure out how to get out. And we were introduced through a fluke conversation, like so many people are, where we heard about biodegradable cleaners, and then the next thing we know, this guy's drawing circles and lines, and I'm like, this is my ticket out of corporate America. And I have to tell you that for the last 34 years, we have been independent, virtually semi-retired with a six-figure income, with this amazing company that has fulfilled every single promise they have ever made in the last 44 years. And that's an extraordinary thing. And I just want you to know that the legacy that you've got behind you, if you're looking at this for the first time, you can think 50 years ahead. You can think 2 and 3 and 4 generations ahead of what you can develop, what you can create, and give other people the extraordinary opportunity for better health, better finances, and more freedom. I don't know where else on this planet you can have the lifestyle experiences that Shaklee provides while earning a living, supporting your family in a way that is fulfilling for you and for every single person you come in contact with. So thanks for being with us today. I hope you new folks take a serious look at what you've been exposed to, because it's an amazing opportunity.
All right, Heather, Kevin, back to you. But before that, goodbye from Denver.
Wow, I think they're having a mile-high fun time there in Denver. I know that. Yeah, thank you guys. I know there's a lot of excitement, and Rick nailed it. I mean, it's really about this opportunity that is generational, that you can look in the future and see, start today, right? Because that future is really starting to embody the opportunity that you see that is taking place in Denver. But it's not just there. You know, we went up and we said, let me back up. About a year ago this time, I was invited to go to this place in Canada in the middle of January, and I'll tell you, it was, it was a decision that I absolutely loved. You know, flying into the remote area of Winnipeg and this little dot in the light with all this snow around it, I thought, wow, this is heaven for me. And so this year I took the easy way out and I said, you know what, if we go back, because it's a wonderful place to go, let's go back. Let's go back to Winnipeg. Let's go to Manitoba. Let's join a great group of our Canadian leaders. We've got Tasha Starr, Master Coordinator, live from Canada. Welcome, Tasha.
Those Canadians, they just brave the weather in what they're going to wear to Costa Rica. Like that's fabulous.
So how's the warm weather up in Canada, Tasha?
Actually really warm right now. We're loving it. And now with the dream trips, we know that we're going to go somewhere even warmer in 2020. We're so excited. We have so many people who've already earned the cruise, and this is just for the next one. So yeah, thank you for all that you've done. We are so excited to be traveling with Shaklee and getting somewhere warmer. So what we're going to do is I wanted to invite someone to come up who's had a phenomenal 2018. She has earned the cruise and earning the dream. So Mandy, come on in here and share your story, and hopefully it inspires those who are listening here.
Hi everybody, I'm Mandy Bucher. I'm a wife and a mom of 3 and I'm from rural Manitoba. I was originally introduced to Shaklee about 5 years ago by a coworker. And then it was my husband who actually pushed me into the business 2 years later. I haven't looked back since. At first, it was just a way to make some extra cash, maybe stay at home with my kids. 2 years later, I've gotten so much more than I bargained for. As I said earlier, I'm a paramedic. So helping people is something that I've always been passionate about. Unfortunately, after 10 years on the job, I lost sight of that a little bit and entered Shaklee, and I'm back. It has not only improved my health, but I've improved in my personal growth, and that's been one of the most important things for me. It's brought me back to the core of who I am, and I will forever be grateful for that. So you know that saying, do what you love what you do? This is how I plan to live my life here on out. What has impressed me the most about Shaklee is the integrity. I expected the products to be stellar, and they are. What I didn't expect was everything that goes into them. Coming from a healthcare background, the science and research was something that really excited me. And it gave me the confidence to go back to my inner circle of people, most of whom work in healthcare, and they're a tough crowd. So I was able to handle their objections, and that was awesome. Everybody who listens to me understands, and it has created a belief in the company that is rock solid, and I dare anyone to try and shake that. And so I have the same stance now when it comes to the business opportunity. It really is our best product, and I encourage everybody to lead with that. I promoted to director in May of 2017, which was about my 3rd full month in business.
Wow.
And about a year-long struggle of trying to stretch and reach those 2,000 PBs to maintain my rank. Every month I was scrambling, and I'm sure a few people can relate to that. I was also going through some personal struggles as well, so it wasn't until this past summer that things finally began to click. Going to Vegas was a major turning point. I opened up High Performance Habits with Brendan Burchard, and that was when my outlook started to change. It actually reminded me of some training I did with Kevin Crandall. He helped me develop my posture through finding my purpose. So helping people bring some sunshine back to their lives is what this is all about for me, and I want that to shine down on everyone I meet. So I took that Fire Home From conference along with a sweet little incentive to earn my dream and got to work. My why had deepened to a point where I couldn't imagine doing anything else, and I knew this was going to happen for me. I had my 3 distributors on board by the beginning of October, which was the most difficult or daunting task for me.
Thank thought.
Yes. My volume has steadily increased. I even had 2 months with PV over 4,000, PGD, sorry, over 4,000. So that was exciting. My member base has grown, and I've set myself up well to keep growing into the new year. I have no plans to slow down, and so long as Shaklee keeps producing my works, that's not going to happen. So working for these incentives for me is kind of a win-win situation. The worst case scenario, if you don't make your goal, you've grown your business. Best case, you make it and you've grown your business. Either way, you have helped that many more people and changed that many more lives.
Awesome. Thank you, Mandy.
Aww.
Make sure you send her some love and all the other ones that are on the cruise. We look forward to seeing you there. And back to you, Heather and Kevin. Thanks for visiting us up in Canada.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, thank you, Tash and Mandy. All of the great people in Manitoba, you guys are such an inspiration, and I know they're pretty excited about the little ice caves, right?
Yeah.
They're probably good at making their own.
Yeah, they probably have their own ice caves.
They're probably more excited about Costa Rica, quite frankly.
Well, and I think so many, as Tasha already said, so many people there in that room have already earned the dream trip, so they'll be joining us on the cruise, which was this year's trip. And what I loved, we're going to go to one more city here first, but what I loved about Mandy's story there was how, for those of you who aren't aware, Brendan Bouchard was our keynote speaker at last year's Global Conference. And so when you come to these global conferences, when you come and plug into the training and the personal development that we help provide for you, you just never know what's going to change on your head and your heart. And then, of course, that changes the actions that you take, and it changes the life that you're living. And that's just another great reason to join us at Global Conference, but another example of how we bring that support to you every step of the way. But we got one more city to visit.
One more city. You can see in the excitement, and we're starting to continue to see the building of it. Hopefully you're seeing this in your own events across the country. But we're going to drop down back into the States, into Michigan, and we are joined by Executive Coordinator Amanda Villarreal and her great group of people that have been working really hard to qualify for the trips this year, and it's got a great group of people there. So welcome from Michigan. I love the energy. Hey, Amanda, how are you? Introduce us to your great team.
Hey, we're excited here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, let us know who your great team is. Give us a little bit of an idea of who you got there.
Oh, boy. We have Tim Martin, who's a coordinator. We have Becky Pollock, who's a director. We have Sarah, who's a senior director. We have Kate. Lots of people here.
Yeah, you do. And I see you're in a workout room there, so it's going to get a meeting and energy from the meeting so then you can do a workout right after. Is that right?
All in one.
All in one. Well, so talk to us a little bit about what your team has been focusing on to have such an incredible close to this 2018.
Sure. Well, I think it all goes into tying into the new year with setting our goals and being prepared for what we want to work on and making sure that we are creating an action plan to help us meet those goals. And that has definitely been a year-long process. So now is a great time to start looking forward to 2019 and new things.
Tell us a little bit about the excitement that you see from the new announcements and what plans you're going to start working to really make that a reality for you and your team.
Sure. Well, I think it's a great way with the incentives to be able to help more people, and that's what it's all about. So having these specials are just, being able to improve people's health with weight loss and weight management. I'm really excited about the turnaround, and I think many of our friends here are too, that we can really make a difference in helping create better habits. And this is a lifelong goal for all of us, is to be able to, make a difference and both in ourselves, our families, and others. So we will definitely be implementing that, and, lots of information coming in the months ahead. So.
Well, that's fantastic. So what would you share with those who are looking at Shaklee for the very first time at a different event or an event that you're having in the future to really get them inspired and motivated to get into action today? Oh, it looks like we had a little bit of...
I was trying to figure that. I think I got most of it. Am I okay? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
I would say that, looking to maybe a brand new person trying to, decipher if this is something that might be a good fit for them, really think about some areas in your life that you want to work on, maybe some weaknesses and some things that Shaklee may be able to help with filling some of those voids, whether it's better health, whether it's financial goals, maybe having more time, more flexibility, and, figure out a way that you can really help to implement that and see if it is a good fit for you. And yes, having events, having fun, things like this, it's all about support and community, and Shaklee is definitely the best place for that.
And so again, congratulations. I know many of your team, many of people in the room have qualified for the Grow Your Team, Earn Your Dream, qualified for the Dream Trip to be with us in the Western Caribbean in just a few short months. And I know you've got some really amazing plans in store for 2019. So again, congratulations. Let's hear it one more time from the group in Michigan. Let's hear the energy coming from Michigan. All right, thank you guys. And we're excited for you. We can't wait to see you in just a few short months.
I love that, and I love to see the great sense of community that we have here at Shaklee, people that are coming together to do good in their lives and the lives of so many people, and also, of course, giving back to the planet.
Yeah.
I love, anytime there's kids in the room, I love it because it's helping show the next generation the right way to live, helping show the next generation that their choices are so much more than they may think they are, and focusing on those activities that they can take today to affect change tomorrow.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and it's just, I think the community thing that you hit on is so powerful and so important. I love what Tamara did to be reminded of people in Shaklee that she's touched along the way, and just getting together, that sense of community that really makes the difference. We've got great products, we've got a wonderful, wonderful opportunity, but the community is really what, to me, embodies, the difference that we have here at Shaklee, and hopefully people who are joining in for the first time are getting that sense. They're seeing that, I can really rely on others and people that are there to cheer me on and help support me and to achieve my goals, whatever they may be.
So we thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast, whether you're joining us live and in person or watching in a little bit later. We hope that we've shared with you today and showed you and opened your eyes to all the possibilities that entrepreneurship has for you. There's a lot of choices out there in the gig economy today, and we're here to prove to you that we are the best gig in the gig economy, and we have the living proof to back it up from the people that you've seen all over North America today with their product and personal transformations, as well as their personal development transformations. That's all a part of what it is that we do here at Shaklee. We look forward to having you join us and be a part of the work that we're doing. And remember, what you want to see in tomorrow depends on the actions that you take today. Thank you all so much for joining us. Bye-bye, everyone.
Goodbye.